Welcome to Letters from My Garden, a podcast with me, Grace Alexander. In this series, you'll be joining me as I document every day, week by week, life in my garden in Somerset, England. There'll be stories, flowers, seeds and dogs. This is an audio version of my Sunday night newsletter. If you'd like to escape to my garden every week, then please do just sign up at gracealexanderflowers.co.uk. This is guaranteed AI and affiliate link free. It's just me, you, and the week we finally got to the end of January. Monday. Apparently the idea that Somerset means land of the summers is made up, but there are definitely parts of it that spend much of their winter underwater. My village is the last village on the plain between the Quantocks and the Blackdowns before the land rises steeply up. Coming down the hill is a winding road from which it feels like you can almost see to Bristol. Coming home in the pouring rain today, the landscape has large silver lakes where there are not usually lakes. The levels are underwater again. Tuesday. The first snowdrops bloom in the churchyard. I notice that they've leapt the wall and have started to grow in the ditch that goes along the track down to the cottage. Most snowdrop propagation comes through the bulbs bulking up and expanding, but there are some clever seed dispersal techniques via ants of all things. I admire their tenacity, but I would love them to not be hidden amongst brambles and a tangle of wild clematis. Now is the moment to get a trowel underneath them and put them somewhere else. Wednesday. I think, although I'm not sure because there has been a distinct lack of fanfare, that today I became officially organic. The process is 2 whole years from start to finish, and this marks the second anniversary of me filling in a lot of forms and asking slightly tentatively whether there's a minimum area of registering. My garden is, counting every square inch of it, about a quarter of an acre. In fairness to them, no one laughed and they accepted my paperwork and my cheque like I was a real farmer. In the absence of anyone getting in touch to let me know I've made it to the end of a long and arduous process, I go out for supper with Britt Willoughby. This is entirely coincidental, because she's down in Somerset photographing birds on the bits of the levels that are not currently underwater. However, I can find any excuse for a celebration. Friday. As we come towards the end of the month, I start to feel the tension between the seasons. The signs that creep in that we may have left the worst of the winter behind, although, see below. Tonight, after a long week, there are fresh paper whites and ghostly snowdrops on the table, along with deep bowls of 2-day cooked ragu and glasses of red wine. Saturday. There is hope in the air, though, and I make the most of having a dry day in the garden. Dry-ish, anyway. There are plenty of moments where I have to tidy the greenhouse while I wait for a shower to pass. Sunday. Imbolc. Halfway between the shortest day and the equinox. The days still feel chillier than they should, and the rain is interminable, but I am reassured by flashes of warmth on my skin. There is an awakening, a stirring in the belly of the earth. It marks the start of the lambing season, but also the start of a deeper bringing forth of life. In the seeds buried in the soil, there is movement, not yet visible, for the surface of the soil remains dark and cold. But deeper than the surface, something is awakening. Or, at least I like to think so. I want to hope so, and I need to believe so. Because turning one's head slightly and looking at the year through the Christian calendar, we're at Candlemas, halfway through winter. Halfway. How utterly depressing. Yet looking back over the last few years, I know that we're only just starting on the climb up the hill out of the cold weather. But there is a road yet to go. We have had big snowfalls in March here, and once in April. The things that are stirring now are either the hardy, the courageous, or the foolish. Hellebores that flop to the ground when frozen and spring back to life when the sun touches their stems. And when the sun is out, I can forget this. I look out of the kitchen window as I drink my tea, and the sun warms the thatch roof until it steams. Light glints off the edges, giving it a luminous quality. When the sun is out, my spirits soar. All this talk of stirring and awakening, you may be tempted to sow some seeds. Stop. Resist the urge. The weather is fickle, and there are cold nights to come. Although you know the one you can, that's sweet peace. I hope you have a wonderful week. Much love. Grace.